Hey everyone, I'm Daniel. Welcome to the Daniel and Yuka channel. Today's exciting journey is going to be a day in my life at school, at Japanese language school in Yokohama, Yokohama Design College.
Daniel と Yuka.
Let's go! Do I have time for a quick power nap on the 6-minute ride to the station? Yes. We made it to the station. Wow, they're setting up for Tanabata on July 7th. Oh my gosh, I've got to run down the stairs, but not quite as fast as these salarymen pushing their bikes down the stairs. I made it just in time. 38-1 is easy to catch because it's less busy than the 7:41 train. I've got 1 minute before the train arrives to get a drink. What will I get? Hydration. Hopefully there's a seat, but if there's not, then you have to stand.
How many minutes do you have to do commuting?
About 97 minutes. So the long commute has started. It takes about 95 minutes to get to Tobe Station to go to my language school from Edogawa. So I need to change at Bakuro Yokoyama and then quickly change station to Bakurocho Station and try and catch the JR Sobu line rapid to Yokohama. It's a bit of a rush. I've arrived at Bakuro Yokoyama Station, have to run down the platform, down the stairs and transfer to Bakurocho Station in order to catch the JR Sobu Rapid Line to Yokohama. As you can see, the train is packed. One of the apps I use a lot is Shirabe Jisho. I like Shirabe Jisho because you can write the kanji. And then it'll show you what it is. Or it will also show you other words with that kanji, like Inazuma. Denmark. Watching the Tokyo cityscape zooming past the window never gets old. Wow, it's a Shinkansen. Is it racing us? I've finally arrived at Yokohama Station, the last stretch of my long journey to school every morning. Now I need to run down the platform, bound down the escalator, sprint down this corridor towards the main concourse, and run to the other end of the station to catch the Keikyu local train to Tobe Station. If I make it to the platform fast enough, then perhaps I'll have some precious minutes to spare, so I can grab a bite to eat and a drink for a quick breakfast at the Tully's Coffee located on the platform. Will I make it? Yes, I made it. These are refillable pen things for the pen. Banana stick there. I ordered a tamago sando. Oishi?
That's always you get.
Tamago sando, I did.
Tamago.
And I ordered a tea lister roll.
Is this your favorite cafe in Yokohama Station?
It's the only one I've really been to because it's right at the platform. I guess I'm a bit of a regular here because I come here like...
They don't know your name yet?
Well, they never asked my name for any purposes. It's not like Starbucks.
You should
if it was a Starbucks,
everyone's gonna say, hey Daniel, hey Daniel.
Hey Daniel, what's up? No, but I think people recognize me.
スマホ充電レンタル Daniel, we gotta go though. You'll be late.
I'm not going to be late.
I don't know. You're getting late today.
I'm not late today. Tea Vista Earl Grey Royale Frozen Waffle. Yokohama Station is the 5th busiest train station in the entire world, servicing over 760 million people every year. I finally arrived at Tobe Station. It's 8:59 a.m. and I have 1 minute to walk from the station to school. Down past the Lawson and around the corner. To make it on time today, I think I need to take a shortcut through this building car park. Phew, I made it. Coming late for class, so I've got a dash. Bye. We have the outdoor courtyard, where people, when it's sunny, it's kind of cloudy today, where people come and sit and have their lunch in the sun. I never really see people sit down here though, although there are. Hydrangeas. And there's a vending machine in there, 2 vending machines, but no food machines. Hey everyone, I'm Daniel. So, I've just come to the end of another exciting school day. Normally my classes begin at 9 a.m. until 12:30 and then we're free for the day, unless there's a lot of shukadai, homework. Wednesdays was always new kanji day. Thursdays we would normally have like a quiz, and Friday was more a little bit group activities, kind of role playing, and a bit more speaking on Fridays. So Fridays were not really my favorite days because it was sort of getting closer to the weekend and my brain was just so full. And then normally once a week, either on a Monday or a Tuesday, we would have a class test. I think the hardest part of learning Japanese for me was probably just remembering how many kanji there are. Like, because there's 3 different scripts, right? So there's hiragana, there's katakana for foreign words, and then there's kanji. But then they will mix and match kanji with hiragana, and then sometimes they would have kanji with kanji. But then sometimes in the tests, they wouldn't write the kanji. They would just write the whole question all in hiragana. So the reason I chose this school actually was because a number of months ago, back in about December, January, I was watching one of my favorite YouTubers, Aki Dearest, and she dropped a video explaining about how she had been studying at Yokohama Design College for the past 3 months. And it was a bit of a secret. So I was like, wow, this place looks and sounds like a really, really fun, fashionable language school. So what's a little bit different about Yokohama Design College is that they also have manga art classes, they have fashion design classes as well. So there's a lot of really, really interesting students who are attending the school from all different walks of life. So even though it was a little bit far from our house in Edogawa, I still kept it in the back of my mind that if I ever did go to a language school for a couple of months, then I really wanted to go to Yokohama Design College. There's different class levels, ranging all the way from beginner, which is sort of introduction to hiragana, katakana, and lower level kanji. They're trying to prepare you and lay a foundation for you to be able to sit and pass the JLPT N4 exam. Normally, when you enroll for Yokohama Design College, then they will get you to sit a practice placement test, which I think is only about 20 minutes long, but based on your results from there, then they will put you into different classes based on what they think your Japanese level is okay to be bombarded with kanji or hiragana, katakana, etc. I didn't actually have to sit the placement test because I kind of enrolled for the short-term course about 3 or 4 days after the semester had started. So they just by default put me into the beginner M5 class, which is the morning JLPT N5 level. I stuck with it for about a week, but it was very basic introduction to hiragana and katakana. So I kind of felt that it was going a little bit slowly because I've had quite a lot of exposure to Japanese and I've already self-taught myself hiragana and katakana over the years. And also, the day before I actually enrolled for the Japanese language school, I signed up and registered for the JLPT N4 exam, which was being held in July. In hindsight, I think I probably would have been better to sign up for the JLPT N5 exam in July and then stuck with the M5 class, because the big thing that I noticed going into the deep end, into the M4 class, when I got moved up a level, was that I was kind of missing a lot of the basic grammar and early kanji. So when I started the M4 class, the first chapter that we were on was chapter 16 of the Mina no Nihongo book. I'd already missed out on the first 15 chapters. So I kind of felt like I was always just kind of paddling, trying to keep my head above water, trying not to drown in the mountain of kanji that we were being swamped with every week. So
For 3 months.
For 3 months. So I was getting pretty overwhelmed. But I think after about the first 6 weeks, then I started getting into the routine of the shukudai, the homework, getting the homework done, getting faster at writing the kanji that we were being taught each week. By the time my 3-month course ended, I had about 3 days to go before sitting the JLPT N4 exam. Now normally when people sit the JLPT N4 exam, they're already kind of like an advanced beginner level. So N5 is beginner, N4 is advanced beginner, N3 is intermediate and is sort of like the base level that you need to get employed by a Japanese company here in Japan. N2 is advanced and N1 is jozu. So you're basically like a kami-sama, like a god. I aspire to hopefully get to N2, I think is about my maximum brain capacity I could possibly get to. But that would require a lot of study and probably, I'd say 3 or 4 years of living in Japan and working and speaking Japanese a lot more regularly. So yes, if you're thinking of moving to Japan to study Japanese, then if you've never had any experience with Japanese, then my suggestion is to start from the beginning, lay the foundation for a strong level up. So normally what a lot of students do is they actually would begin with the N5 exam, then they would jump to N3, and then N2, then N1. So N4 doesn't tend to be done that often. Out of all of the JLPT levels, N4 is the one that it has the least applicants. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So one of the good things about studying Japanese for the last 3 months is now I can recognize a lot more kanji, especially on trains, advertising train stations, like when you see the neon sign flying across telling you what the next stop is, then normally I would have to wait until either the English translation came across, which was about the 3rd rotation, but now I can actually recognize a lot of the station names from the kanji, which is the first rotation. So that's a big help, especially with transferring trains and traveling around Tokyo. If you're nervous or worried about studying Japanese, my advice, just start, because that's always the hardest part, is making the first step. So if I can do it, you can do it too, definitely. As you can see, it was a pretty long commute every day. So that's the one thing that I'm probably not going to miss, is traveling there and back for over 3 hours a day. That was pretty exhausting. But one really good thing about such a long commute was that as long as I could get a seat either there or on the way back, then I was actually able to use that travel time for doing my homework. So it wasn't just wasted time sitting on a train for an hour and a half. I was actually able to knock out like a good chunk of my homework each day. I guess that's my second tip. Use every opportunity or downtime that you have just to do a little bit of homework or study or just Japanese practice. So reading manga is also very good for learning hiragana, katakana, and kanji, because manga is generally targeted towards children who are learning Japanese and teenagers who are learning more advanced Japanese and more advanced kanji. So there is always like the furigana above the kanji. So that's a really good way to just kind of reinforce that in your head. Say, okay, this is kayui. Kayui, I'm getting bitten by a mosquito. But yeah, I really enjoyed my 3 months at Yokohama Design College. I think I made some great friends there, and I really enjoyed the routine of waking up every morning at 5 a.m, getting ready, leaving the house at 7 a.m. to catch the bus or walk to the train station, and then the 97-minute commute with 3 trains during peak rush hour. It was an experience that I don't think I will ever forget. Thank you for joining me. I'm Daniel.
I'm Yuka.
This is the Daniel and Yuka channel. So if you've enjoyed learning how I have thrown myself into the deep end studying Japanese for 3 months, please consider dropping a like, dropping a comment if you have any other questions about what Japanese school life was really like, and if you have any other future topics that you'd like us to explore while we're here in Tokyo. Our channel is a lot of live streams about life in Tokyo, walking around Tokyo. I love walking, so click that notification bell to find out when we next go live. So thank you so much everybody. Hontoni arigatou gozaimasu. Mata ne.